Hey, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Always excited to be with you, excited to share the news. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I just want you to know that jumping into this, there is a somehow I created difficulties, so I just want you. Hold on. I'm trying to find out which one of these is actually going live because it's listing two streams on my homepage. So I apologize for my problems here, but it will take me just a minute to sort this out. So please just bear with me here a second. I'm seeing it's very frustrating, actually. I deleted it, and now we've got even after deleting it, it's still showing that the one thing is up there. So I'm okay, and we have 15 waiting on one scheduled for 3:15, and it says it's upcoming. So that is obviously not working. So let me just go over here and give these people the link to the right stream, all right? And I'll have this fixed in just a second. God darn it, irritating. There we go. All right, I think I got it fixed. Sorry about that, folks. All right, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to get that done. It's very, very irritating. I mean, I deleted it. So when you go into StreamYard, this real quick, but you go into StreamYard, you create, and then it said that the file I was uploading was too big for the thumbnail. So then I had to delete that, and now I'm going to actually go into YouTube Studio. Just give me another second here and delete it. This one completely. So here we go. Anyways, I had created the stream. I deleted it, but it still kept it up on YouTube of all things. So ridiculous because they said my thumbnail was too big. So now I'm going to just fix one more thing. So give me just one more second. Thanks. Keep chatting, folks. Just like I said, just give me a second to fix this all. I don't know why it didn't fix when I deleted it, but I have to re-delete it. And so now I'm going to re-delete the other stream, and I'm hoping I'm deleting the right one. So I hope you guys don't all disappear. We'll see here in just a second. All right. Is everybody still there? All right. Hey, did it work? Did it work? Okay. All right. So hopefully, all right. I'm hoping we got it. All right. Thanks, Donnie. Take your time and relax. You people are funny. Hey, I love you. Thanks so much for listening to Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Please do smash that like as you come in, and please do chat it up with where you're from. I'm going to throw a quick shout out to my sponsors. Well, my favorite sponsor, me. Anyway, it's neiljohnsonphotos.com. Promo code Lumberjack will save you 10% on one item, 15% on two. My Pillow, hey, just so you know, the big topper thing, the 3-inch topper, and some of you had commented that you wanted to get that, but we're waiting for it to go on sale. It was 30% off with two pillows. That just came out. It's 50% off right now. It's the biggest discount they've ever done on that. And good news. I talked with Brian Lupo and Scott from Freedom Hill Coffee, and we are going to do a special show about veterans, PTSD, and those types of things. So I just want to let you know that that's going on. And well, that's just a dumb comment. And so we're just going to block the user. Alex, that was just a stupid comment. Obviously not. No, I wouldn't have comment. That's just so. Did you guys see that comment? Anyways, I just deleted him. Anyways, this is streaming on 2 channels, so it is on my it was just such a what do these people think? Anyways, it's streaming on my Lumberjack Logic channel and my Neil Johnson channel. All right, thank you. We're gonna share a screen and get into the news here. All right. So some people are just so stupid. I mean, why would you even say something like that? Anyways, so good to see you all on. I see folks on from Minnesota, Thanks, Ruth. Yeah, the slippers are great. And those are actually, that's the other big item on sale on my pillow. Just FYI, they're 40% off right now on the slippers. That's a bigger discount on the slippers as well. So, all right. So out of Newsweek. So if you haven't been following this, Steve Bannon was indicted. I'm sure most of you know that, but I'll go to the headline on this. This is out of Newsweek. Don't worry, I'm pulling from a few sources. One that's more mainstream, and then some others. But Steve Bannon faces over 1,000 pages of evidence and materials from prosecution in contempt case. Okay, so what's going to happen here is, as I take you through this, folks, you're going to see that they tried to build this up, but Bannon is on the attack and he's crushing it. Okay, so this is going to be amazing because we're actually going to finally get some information because of their stupidity. Anyways, watch this. Steve Bannon faces over 1,000 pages of evidence and materials from prosecution in contempt case. Prosecutors said they have handed over nearly 1,100 pages of documents in relation to the contempt charges against Steve Bannon, while accusing the defense of frivolous attempts to delay proceedings. Okay, frivolous attempts. Here, where did I put that book? I wanted to share some old malfeasance with you from the Department of Justice out of an older book. You guys think this is something new? It's not new at all, okay? Do you remember Oppenheimer? He was the guy who helped us develop the atomic bomb. So what you're seeing here is misconduct from the FBI, but there's much more, okay? So Oppenheimer, and you can read this, the father of the bomb, right? Robert Oppenheimer, if you guys don't know the story. This is a book well worth reading. It's Bomb. And my kids were going through it for homeschool, and I heard my wife reading it to them, and I thought, man, I got to share this with my audience. But Oppenheimer got on a train and headed east. He was a nervous wreck, a fellow passenger observed. Oppenheimer kept looking under the table and all around. Everyone knew Oppenheimer now. His name was spread across newspaper headlines. His bony face and intense eyes stared out from the magazine covers. The press was calling him the father of the atomic bomb, a new kind of superhero. Superman relied on his enormous physical strength. Oppenheimer could let loose the energy locked inside atoms. Okay, so he was torn by the attention. Now, he wasn't comfortable with developing the hydrogen bomb. So what they did, all of a sudden, the FBI illegally tapped his phone. Does any of this sound familiar? So this is way back in the 1950s. They were illegally tapping phones, okay? And they were locking him out and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit further report on the FBI where we get into this, and I'm going to actually read a little bit more out of this bomb book. But the FBI has been up to this crap all the time. So it's the Department of Injustice or the Federal Bureau of Injustice, okay? So 1,092 pages. Okay, the filings were submitted under a discovery request, but the problem is they're holding back a lot of information. Now, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? I wonder, okay? In which prosecutors must provide materials and evidence that they intend to use at an upcoming trial defense. According to court filings submitted on Sunday, the documents which were submitted were information relating to grand jury material, law enforcement reports of witness interviews, internal communications between select committee staff, correspondence between the defendants and others, law enforcement database information relating to the defendant, and public source news reporting that the government gathered in its investigation. Okay. Now, Bannon has been indicted on two counts of contempt of Congress for defying subpoenas. Okay. This all deals with J6. Okay. Now, I'm still working on this video I've got. I'm going to have a great video for you out. Please watch that when I get it done on January 6th. Please smash that like as you come in as well, folks. Okay, now we're going to go on to this next one. Now, this is out of the National Pulse, and you want some great reporting, you can go check out the National Pulse. They do a great job. All right, so Steve Bannon wants all documents related to his contempt charges made public, which Biden's DOJ is desperately resisting. But this steps back a little. I just got to give you some context, and I'm going to bring you up on another report. Former advisor to President Trump, Stephen K. Bannon, has filed a motion in the U.S. District Court in order for documents related to his contempt of Congress case to be released publicly. Okay, so I want you to, I'm gonna go back on this just so I can share this with you. So you guys see this? This was on the 29th of November, the Newsweek article I just shared with you. This is also the 29th. Okay. So first, we've got a mainstream article talking about how the department has released all this. But now we're going to get into the national pulse and you're going to see what's going on here, okay? The motion was filed in opposition to the court's protective order for discovery, which currently prevents both the defense and prosecution from releasing evidence or documents to the public. In a statement provided on behalf of Bannon to the Washington Post, he said, in the opposition filed today, Mr. Bannon asked the judge to follow the normal process and allow unfettered access to and use of the documents. So he wants complete access. Members of the public should make their own independent judgment as to whether the U.S. Department of Justice is committed to a just result based upon all the facts. Now, why are they worried about that? Well, see, all of a sudden they're worried about a tainted jury, like they were worried about that, with Rittenhouse or with the situation in Minneapolis. Got bugged there, sorry, or any of these others. That's not their true concern. I think you guys can all see through their lies. Okay, on November 12th, Bannon was indicted by a federal grand jury on 2 counts of contempt of Congress. Okay, lawyers for Bannon argued the government has not offered any reason for why the documents being used for this case should be withheld from the public. The government offered no reason why it wanted to limit Mr. Bannon's attorneys in their use of documents to prepare a defense, they further stated in the Washington Post. Bannon's legal team have further argued that the case would be more complicated should they agree to the prosecution's protective order for discovery. Assistant U.S. Attorney Amanda R. Vaughn said there are less than 20 documents to be provided. Evan Concorrent, Bannon's attorney, told reporters that there would likely be a need for the defense to locate more documents and witnesses. Really? There's less than 20 documents and we're going to buy that? And what's in those 20 documents? Why don't you want us to see it? Members of the investigating committee for Jan 6 said that they are interested in questioning Bannon regarding a meeting at the Willard Hotel. Now, this is where it gets really nuts because, you guys, earlier this month, it was revealed that the commission fabricated the whereabouts of New York Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik. Now, if you haven't been following that, that's where Trump said, yeah, Kerik, go there and bring some evidence on other issues, all right? Kerik and his lawyers from the Parlatone Law Group received a letter from the committee citing credible evidence that he was involved in a meeting at the Willard Hotel. Where did they get all this credible evidence, okay? Because the evidence used by the committee was quickly debunked, let's use their own words, as toll booth records proved that Kerik was 300 miles away from the Willard on January 5th. The National Pulse has further revealed that the Jan 6 committee chairman, Bernie Thompson, that was a great report, I shared that one, he has decades-long ties to violent secessionist groups. So this Benny Thompson is no good. He's out of one of the southern states, I want to say Mississippi or something like that. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But he has been linked to these secessionist groups and has shown his support for them. He's a radical. In fact, I'll click on that. I'll just give you just a little bit of background. Other members of the committee, such as Elaine Luria and Adam Schiff, have substantial financial influence ties to Chinese Communist Party, respectively. Prior to entering his plea of not guilty, Bannon stated that his case would be fought publicly on behalf of every American who likes freedom of speech and liberty. And we are fighting for that. I don't care what side you're on. I mean, if you're fighting for that, I mean, I'm joining you. He says he's never going to back down. Now watch this. Okay. Here we got Benny Thompson. I'll bring this up. Okay. Backed extremist secessionist groups seeking violent U.S. takeover. So this is the guy saying that there was an insurrection and he was backing a violent takeover. Okay. I'm going to get down here. Thompson uttered support for the guerrilla warfare secessionist group who attempted to take control of the U.S. states, several U.S. states, in exchange for peace with law enforcement throughout the 20th century. Like, yeah, that would really happen, right? Of course, you just turn it over to them and now they're going to be good. Okay. Now, the RNA, that's the group he was supporting, has threatened guerrilla warfare in the United States since its founding in 1968. The group has been linked to 2 shootouts, one in New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit and one in Jackson, Mississippi, where 2 bombs were found inside the house raided by the FBI. So they got bombs, they got all this stuff, and they're talking about an insurrection, and he's going to just prosecute that. Right. He's the chairman, people. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to let this one go. We're going to move on to the next. All right, check this out of the Gateway Pundit. Now, this is where it really starts getting interesting. Okay, I'll go back and check your comments, make sure I'm not missing anything real big. Okay, I don't see anything. Okay, all right. Media group, including CNN, ABC, New York Times, and Washington Post file legal brief joining Steve Bannon's bid to unseal documents from DOJ in contempt of Congress case. So now you got to ask yourself what's going on here, because they're obviously in cahoots with the Justice Department on other issues. We know that because of Project Veritas and how they had been leaking information to the New York Times. New York Times has stories ahead of everybody else, and so on, right? So why is it that now they're opposing their friends there? So what's going on here? Is it because their credibility is just sunk so low and they're seeing that in the opinion? Because by majority, most Americans believe that the Bannon and the Project Veritas issues are based on political reasons. They're not, for the sake of justice. Okay. Hey, I'm going to go close the door quick. My son just got here and it's getting a little loud out there. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I'm just going to close that door real quick. Sorry about that. I'm excited to go see him too. My grandson's out there, but so I'll finish this up. But I just, so the Department of Injustice on Monday refused to Steve Bannon's request for transparency and his right to unseal documents from the DOJ regarding the sham J6 committee investigation. Why do we know it's a sham? Remember, let's go back to Benny Thompson. Let's go back to who's on there. Adam Schiff. I mean, what did they put Swalwell on there too? Maybe Fang's on the panel at this point. Anyways, the regime does not want this. After all, how is the regime supposed to control the narrative if the truth gets out? Steve Bannon is charged with contempt of Congress and so on. But here, a coalition of major media companies has filed a legal brief in support of former Trump chief White House strategist Steve Bannon as he fights a proposed protective order in court that would keep him from publicizing these things. So the order would severely limit what Bannon can do with the trove of information that the feds just share as part of normal discovery process and have already begun handing over. According to a prior government filing, this includes more than 1,000 pages of witness testimony, grand jury material, and even emails from staff for the House J6 committee investigation. Okay, the press group argues that the government's proposed order would violate the First Amendment and take on the government's own contention that allowing Bannon to use the materials would result in pre-trial publicity that could taint the jury pool. Yeah, right. That's really what they're concerned about. We've already talked about that. Okay, now let's go on to this next one, which is really good. So this again out of the National Pulse, and here's what this is all coming down to. So Trump land, and this is out of these far lefties, the Daily Beast. Steve Bannon's J6 legal strategy blowing up the whole system. And I'm telling you what, if there's anything we need right now, this system is so corrupt, we need to blow it all up. Steve Bannon isn't just trying to troll the Biden administration in the Justice Department. He's creating a playbook for other resistant witnesses to the J6 probe. Okay, now why? If they've got the goods on him, right? And if all this information is so good, why, Jose? Why would they be worried about that? I mean, it's always the question. Okay, the Daily Beast, a far-left web blog, appears to be channeling the panic emanating from those who have supported the criminal prosecution of former Trump advisor Stephen K. Bannon for contempt of Congress. Please smash that like if you would, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that as well. In an article from Thursday morning, the site reports Bannon is attempting to force investigators to potentially expose who they've talked to and what they've said, peek into secret communications on the committee, and create a playbook for other resistant witnesses, according to several legal experts. Why would anything on this committee be secret? If this is a committee of the people's representation to show us how Trump did all this evil stuff, why would they be hiding anything? As Bannon faces criminal charges, he's entitled to the evidence against him. And in typical galaxy brain Bannon counter gambit, Trump's former senior advisor is trying to make some of that evidence public. According to a Sunday night court filing by federal prosecutors, that includes secret witness interviews by law enforcement and internal communications between House committee staff members. The Justice Department claims that if this material were exposed to the public, it would cause specific harms, like witness tampering, with the added effect of making it difficult to find impartial jurors at a future trial. What, you mean like the one that happened in Minneapolis? You want to talk about those jurors were in fear for their life. I don't know if you guys ever saw the situation afterwards when one of the jurors came on and talked about going home and seeing the riots every night and worrying about getting it wrong and their neighborhoods burning down. Yeah. Okay. In reality, such legal maneuvers are both commonplace and indeed best practice, but it's not so much the move itself, rather the target of the move. The politicized Justice Department, which has Bannon critics on their back feet. It's not about trying the case in the media. It's about making it costly for the committee to go after him, Attorney Kel McClanahan told the Daily Beast. It is gray mail, pure and simple. You can't touch me because if you do, I'll spill your secrets. Okay. The term gray mail refers to the perceived threat of releasing state secrets as a means by which to elicit leniency from the government, a notion Bannon's lawyers have rejected. This is a misdemeanor case, they wrote in Tuesday's filing. It is not a case where witnesses have been intimidated. In the absence of any specific particularized showing of actual harm, the government conjures up a boogeyman. Well said. They added, being able to use discovery materials to identify and question the witnesses is not an improper purpose. Expect more panic from the left media as the case fails to go the way they hoped. Okay, now I'm going to give you my a couple of quick thoughts on this. Not only is it not going to go the way they hope, folks, it's going to go a lot worse than the way they hope. Because what is happening here is the inner workings of our government can be exposed. Look at that. You're 660 some of you on. You guys all smashed the like button yet? This is amazing. I'm doing a midday stream with no announcement. You guys are awesome. Smash the like though, please. My locals channel is right there if you want to follow. I am going to be doing a big band reunion show. I'll get back, but I am going to be with a number of people that you don't get to see a whole lot of over here. So I just want you to know that. Hippy Dippy Cali Girls on. Good. I got some mods on. Please post links to the other platforms they can follow me on and such. But we are going to finally see the inner workings if they press this, and they're trying to press Bannon on this. Brandon's pressing back, and now we are going to be able to see the inner workings of our government, and we're going to be able to see what Benny Thompson has been up to. This guy who has actually tried to overthrow the government, has actually tried to have an insurrection, and he's the one prosecuting he's the head of the panel, okay? And so what is the communications between him and Schiff? What are those communications? I want to know. Don't you want to know? Don't you think that would be fair to know? I mean, don't you think the left would want to know if there was communications between Jim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Okay, and I'm fine with those communications. We need more transparency in government, and all the time we're told about by these leftist administrations how they're going to be the most transparent administrations in the history. And we saw with Obama's, and we saw clearly with Biden's that is not the case. Okay, that's why this Bannon case is so awesome, and why what he's doing is the Lord's work, folks. Okay, it's fantastic. So, anyhow, we've got news, LOL. It's awesome. I love it when the trolls come on. But hey, folks, thank you so much for supporting the show. Hey, why don't we try and send Michael here some My Pillows? I wish we had his address. We could send you a My Pillow, Michael. You could get yourself, because Mike is, Michael Lindell. He heads up My Pillow. Anyhow, so use promo code Lumberjack and save up to 66%. Michael, maybe you want to get some. Anyways, I want to get a couple of your comments in here. Jesse Smollett claims he can't be tried because last night while walking home, that's a great one. Okay. Speaking of biblical, I just want y'all to know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is, gosh, all right. Trump was a witness, only testified. Oh, by the way, did you notice too that Trump wanted to debate people and Liz Cheney's having a freak fest over it? Oh, anyways, I just wanted to catch up on a few comments here, see if there's anything, if you guys had any quick questions. But please do support the sponsors. All the links are below. Freedom Hill Coffee, My Patriot Supply, and My Pillow, and Neil Johnson Photos. There's a use promo code Lumberjack. You can save on some of my photography if you want to. And do please subscribe if you have not. Thanks so much, folks. I know The Rock's big into fishing. I don't like his politics, but I know he's big into fishing. So Good for him. It is. It is. This is a comment I want to put up, and I'm just going to address it real quick. It is so tiring, but we are making a lot of moves, folks. And one of the ways, again, we have to support the parallel economy. That's why one of the reasons I promote my sponsors so much. It's also, how I pay the bills. But it's really important that we support businesses that don't hate us. I ordered from Elite Tactical Systems for a Christmas gift as well, using Dan Bongino's promo code. And then I ordered from Freedom Hill Coffee today using my promo code. But so you've got the parallel economy. That's one way we can make a difference. We've got sharing the information. That's another way we can make a difference. Talking to people one-on-one. That's a huge thing. So I just want to. Oh, that's fantastic, LR Customs. That is awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Also, by the way, if you want to support the show, you have to use promo code Lumberjack. You can't do that on the Coffee Club membership, so you have to use the affiliate link below for that. So anyways, thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next stream. All right, we're going to win this long game. We're going to keep up the good work. We have to get involved at the local level, okay? There's just a lot going on. So, and yeah, go check out locals, all that kind of stuff. Thanks so much, folks. I love you all. All right. Peace out. Keep up the good fight.